Hey all, Heretic here, one of the Hearthstone Battlegrounds Player Guide, and I'm here to bring you the information you need to help you win with Shudderwock. So get comfy and let's dive in. First, let's talk about their hero power Snicker Snack. This costs 1 gold and reads, add a 1/1 shuttling to your hand that repeats all battle cries you've played twice per game. So what this means is whenever you hit your hero power, is going to add this minion to your hand. And when you play it, it's going to play all the battle cries you played during the game. And remember though, you're only going to get 2 copies of this, so you only can do this 2 times. You don't have to play the shuttling right away. It doesn't imprint the battle cries the moment you put it in your hand. It only does the battle cries that were played after it's played. So, if on turn 2 you add this to your hand and you play it on turn 10, you're going to get all the battle cries you accrued throughout the entire game and not just maybe the one you played on turn 1. You're going to have huge power spikes potentially. You're going to have economy coming at you wholesale, but that's only if you find the right minions. You want to play as many battle cries as you can, as when you do finally play the shuttling, it's going to give you all of these. So even minuscule things like a blood gem here and there can add up really quickly. But anything that's going to add coins to your hand, make the tier cheaper, add random minions to your hand, these are where you're going to get the best value. When coupled with a brand, remember this will double the battle cries because it is a battle cry, so you have a brand play that shuttling, twice the effect. Now when tiering with Shudderwock, I typically will warrior curve. There's lots of battle cries in tier 1. It's easy to set up triples and generate a lot more economy. That being said though, don't hold to it if you say generate too many gold coins too fast, or you get triples set up early that will give you even more economy that when you play your shuttling will then give you even more things. So you have to really juggle it, and it takes some on the fly to figure it out, and always keeping track of how many battle cries that are going to go off and what they're going to give you, because the difference when you're going to tier of a couple blood gems or 4 coins can be huge depending if you're going to tier again or buy an extra minion. So you really have to try to keep track in your head of what battle cries you've played. Now, when it comes to the quest rewards I'm looking for when I'm playing Shudderwock, there's a couple that really stand out. Snicker Snack. So if you leave your shuttlings on the board and you complete this reward, you are going to have 2 random battle cries going off. Well, if your 2 random battle cries are shuttlings, all of a sudden you're getting crazy value. All those battle cries going off again and again. If you have brand, this doubles this also. So you could just steamroll through the power scale with this. It works pretty well. Victim Spectre is another good example of if you leave your shuttlings on the board and they're one of the last minions to die, now you're getting another shuttling. Now potentially you're tripled it, so now you've got a gold one to play. And if you can keep getting that to die, you see where this is going, you can just keep making progressively crazier shutterling combos that will just keep going off, giving you huge power spikes, economy, and just lots of fun in general. Now when it comes to the minions and the strategies I like to use when I'm playing Shudderwock, battle cries, battle cries, battle cries. You want to play basically as many as you can. If they do anything remotely good for you, it's worth playing them. Now I wouldn't spend 3 gold to add a blood gem later in the game, but a random buff from say a menagerie jug or a reef explorer adding random minions to your hand doesn't hurt. Right after, and then you're going to shuttling, you get crazy value. Just remember that when you play the second shuttling, hand size might start becoming an issue. If you've added 4 blood gems, 4 coins, a couple minions, now your hand might be too full. So make sure you don't get too many going, unless you're so far ahead you really don't care, in which case just have fun. The minions you want to start looking for in the early tier 1 especially, Deck Swabby, Shell Collector, these are probably your MVPs, just because you're going to be adding more coins to your hand, making your tier cheaper, allowing you to gain more power faster than everybody else. Bran is always a give me, because guess what? You're playing a battle cry hero, your shuttlings are battle cries, you're going to be buying battle cries. Go nuts, get them all. Some good random minions to have. Nightmare Amalgam. If you're going to be throwing lots of battle cries and buffs out there, well, this minion will soak up more of them than most minions, so this is a good target. Reef Explorer. You're going to be generating more minions, which gives you more economy and power potentially. When you're shuttling, you're going to be making more of the same, so it works. Menagerie Jug. Buff your board. Go nuts. Murazon. You like stealing things? How about extra things stolen? The list goes on. If you're playing elementals, Smogger and Tavern Tempest, get 2 notes. I mean, these are very good minions to be randomly buffing your elementals. Murlocs in general are phenomenal when playing Shudderwock. You have Cold Light Seer, Felfin Navigator, Primal Fin Lookout, Toxifin, Begurgle. You can have battlecries flying everywhere, get your stats out of control, and give everything poison fast. Those are just some examples. There's other good cards, but those are kind of the ones that I think stand out the most. Minions, though, you want to be careful of. So if you haven't used both your Shuttlings, try not to use these because they can seriously mess up your board. Sparring partner. It is great to give a minion you want taunt, but then if Shuttling goes and throws it across your board all over the place, it might really hamper your strategy. So be careful of that. Maybe save that until after you've played the Shuttlings. Necrolite. If you're playing Quillbores, that's great, but if all of a sudden your blood gems are flying to minions you don't want them to, this can be a problem. So just be careful once again. Uther. Uther is an amazing example of a bad thing. If all of a sudden your board's scaled, you throw a late Shuttling out there, and now you're knocking your 40-40 or 60-60s down to 15-15s, you're not going to be happy, and since you have no agency on what they target, you have to be careful. Keep minions like this in mind. Think about it. Some of these battle cries could hurt you, so just give it a thought before you do them, and the order you're doing them is very important. Now, when it comes to countering Shudderwock, it's a normal game of BGs. Just be prepared. They're going to buy lots of battle cries. Once they have completed their quest, they might have a massive power spike, so keep an eye on what their quest reward is, and just be prepared for them to be a little stronger than they should be in whatever family they're building. But there's always a chance, because it happens, that they just find no battle cries, and they can completely whiff. So don't stress too much, but keep an eye out for the one who's completed the perfect quest and seems to be rolling everybody in front of you. You want to know what they have so you can be prepared for it as best you can. There are a couple things you can use against them. If you are playing tests, scabs, if the dragons are in, you can grab a Murazon. You know, if they're leaving their Shuttlings on the board so they can get benefits from their quest rewards, or they just left them there because they buffed themselves too much, you can steal them and use it against them. Just keep that in mind when you're playing them. And real quick, if you don't want to miss the next guide, please hit subscribe, and always please like the videos. You know, your subscriptions, your likes let me know that you enjoy these videos, and they're helping you become a better player. And they help me a better player when I take the time to do research, especially when it's on heroes I don't get to play as much. These strategies help me as much as they do you, so thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Overall, I really do enjoy Shudderwock. The spike potential is a lot of fun if you can get it even halfway there. It's usually pretty valuable. If that quest reward is something interesting that works with the hero power, even better. When you find the brand, those games are just utter nuts. Those are the best times. That being said, I think most people will stick away, especially in the lower tiers, from Shudderwock because it's a little harder to play. And if you don't have the knowledge over what minions you should use and what strategies you should go for, you probably 8th placed a couple times and said, I'm never picking this hero again. And I don't blame you. It is a harder hero to play than an any Stormcoil, which is play mechs. My minions die. I get mechs. This is a much more nuanced play. This is having to keep track of the battle cries you got, having to think about what you're going to get from those, and if they'll hurt you as much as they help you if they fill your hand up too much. So just give it some time, learn it. It's well worth it. Remember that if Murloc, Naga, Pirates, Elementals, some combination of 2 or 3 of those are in the lobby, it's even better. And Shudderwock can be a lot of fun. Give it a try. It's worth your time. I know it sounds like it might be hard, but once you figure it out, it's one of those heroes that makes you a better player learning how to win with them. Stay tuned. I have more guides on the way. I hope you learned a few things today and had a good time. I know I did. Thanks for watching. Bye.